Thank you for joining us on today's episode of your regular security check program on the Unity Station, NCA Channel 5, Abuja. Now, about 10 days ago, precisely Sunday, 3rd March, suspected hoodlums attacked the FCT Agri Secretariat, that is the warehouse located at Guagua, to vandalize and cart away food items stored in the warehouse. This singular development speaks to the volatility of the security situation of the affected community. What is the police in that area, of responsibility doing to forestall recurrence of such development? Now, this and more will form our focus on today's episode of Call the Police. Thank you for joining us. My name is Tessie Omeri. You're welcome. Thank you for staying tuned. As it is a tradition, let's watch this background report as put together by Onotu Yakubu on how the situation is at the area where we talked about, Guagua, where we had issues of suspected hoodlums precisely on the 3rd of this month. Onotu Yakubu, you're ready with the background report. Let's have it.
In what was described as criminal vandalism and looting by the authorities, the suspected hoodlums ignored caution from security operatives to cut away grains stored and as well vandalize infrastructure of the warehouse. Sarkin Joa Alhaji Idris Musa, as custodian of the people's values, described the act as a criminal breach of public institution and called on the police to fish out perpetrators of the acts.
This is bad. It's terrible. This is the third time that they have been looting in that place. During ANSAS, they went to extend their criminality to industrial area at Edu. They cut away so many valuable items, building materials, so many things at the industrial area. Some of them were found inside bush. But this is not hungry. This is criminality. This is criminality. If they are hungry, why should they remove the roof, remove the windows?
The royal father, like a host of other security observers in Guagua, Jiwa, Zauda, Dede, and environs, asserted that although many crimes go unreported in local communities, the police have intensified efforts to curtail prevalent challenges.
We do cooperate with police, SS everywhere, police are so many. And we are ready to cooperate with them at any given time. Without the information, there will be no security.
Our security police, they are doing well to us. And any time we call on them, they answer. They will not take in, they're not even taking time. Maybe we are not around or this. Immediately I just call to BDPO because I call him DPO direct. Immediately I just put call. He says he's sending his boy. Sometimes he comes by himself.
The people believe there is need for the police in the area to strengthen the symbiotic of better intelligence volunteering.
Many thanks, Onotu, for the background reports. We thank God that normalcy has returned to that area. And to speak more on the issue, we have the divisional police officer in charge of Guagua. He is CSP Mukhtar Adamu. Thank you for joining us on this week's edition of Call the Police.
Thank you. Good morning, Nigerians.
Good morning. And like I said, we are discussing the important issue, talking about vandalism of government infrastructure this time around, warehouse where food items are being kept. But before we go to that issue, I have Kama on the line with the recent incident at Wuse Market. Kama is going to give us a situation report. Kama, if you're with me, good morning. Good morning, Kama. Thank you for joining us here live on TV. and this is called the police. How is the situation like at Wuse Market at the moment?
Okay, good morning. As of current update, the situation at the Wuse Market remains tense. The market is still under lock, and there are continued calls for affected traders for the market owners to address the issue and provide compensation so commercial activities can resume. Efforts to reach the market management authority for their response have proven unsuccessful at this time. Police presence continues to be felt in this area and ongoing efforts to maintain peace and order. The head of operations at the market has stated that their work they are working to prevent further escalation of the attack. So that's the situation right now. So we keep monitoring the situation and bring you further updates as the story unfolds.
Very well, Kama. We thank you so much for the update. And as soon as anything unfolds, we are all ears so that we'll get updates from you. Thank you so much, Kama, for joining us. Yeah. Okay, CSP Mukhtar, before we dwell on the Wawa incident, this happened yesterday. It's quite unfortunate, and I was lost. Yeah. So, how's the situation like in terms of our security, alertness in that area?
The incident that happened at the Wuse Market yesterday, as soon as the information reaches to the CP, FCT, CP Bennett Igwe, he ordered for the massive deployment of the police personnel to curtail the escalation of the situation. And since that yesterday, the men have been there to make sure that the situation has come to normal. So still the market is still closed, and the deployment of the personnel, police personnel, and the other sister security agencies has been there to make sure that the situation did not escalate and they separate to other places. And the police have been very active and proactive to make sure that nothing of such incidents happen again.
Incident. The background report you just watched highlights the recent development in the area of your responsibility, and acknowledge the efforts, because we have seen the efforts of security and all that. What's your response to that?
The incident happened on 3rd of March. It started around 7:30 a.m. But even before the incident happened, when the CPFCT assumed duty, CP Bennett Igwe, MNI, he ordered for the massive deployment of the personnel to all the government critical infrastructures to make sure that they are being protected, adequately protected. And they will comply with the directives. We have been posting and deploying personnel to the place. But as you know, let me give you an example. Like all the stadium and the event centers, we used to post the policemen to that place. But it's a normal deployment. But if there is any event or if there is a football match in the stadium, we have been informed, we have been intimated so that we can increase our deployment.
Because one would wonder, before this incident, you have said that you have the usual deployment of government infrastructure, government facilities and all that.
Yes.
So one would wonder, before this incident, was there no security officials? And if, by what you're saying, there are deployments already on ground, is it that the personnel there were not adequate? What really happened?
There was a deployment to the place. But as I give you the example, it's a normal deployment we used to do. But if there's any delivery of the item, because the store has been empty for some time, so the store authority did not inform us about that particular delivery and the distribution. Had it been, we have been informed. Had it been, we have been intimated, we will have increased the deployment. Yes. So we have not been informed about it. It's just a normal deployment. I know it's a densely populated area If you can see that place, they call it Tasha. Even in Gwagwa, they call it Tasha. And anyone they call it Tasha, that's the kind of the...
Okay, it could be a situation of being overwhelmed.
Exactly.
You don't have enough
security. Exactly. The security personnel that were there, they were not enough, actually. So the number of the miscreants that came to read the store, they overwhelmed the number of the policemen there. And before the reinforcement has come, they have already break the store and they have started looting the items.
See the massive crowd there.
Exactly. Crowd. It was a massive crowd, thousands of people. Yeah. So it's very difficult to disperse them once they have already gathered.
Okay, such happenings, we're not praying for reoccurrence of such anyway, but how will you safeguard, how will you make adequate arrangements for such kind of a scenario so that you won't be, caught off guard again?
Yes, not only for Gwagwa, the incident of Gwagwa has already happened, but after the incident, as I've told you, even before the incident, the CP has ordered for massive deployment of personnel to all the critical government infrastructures. So to be more proactive, because of the incident that happened in Gwagwa, the deployment for all the facilities, all the government facilities has been increased to make sure that it will not happen again. Not only in Gwagwa, to all the other places. Yes.
If you're just tuning in or if you're watching, you're on to your regular security check program on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja. This is called the police, where we interact on security issues, that's proper solutions. And we have a telephone line for you to call in and also be part of this week's discussion. We have taken an update of our security situation at Wuse Market, where the unfortunate incident happened last night, and Kama gave us an update. And back here in the studio, we are dwelling on the issue of the warehouse vandalism that took place 3rd of March. And I have the DPO from that area responding to questions, so you can also be part of this discussion by making your own contributions. So away from the incident now, Gwagwa is a BIO activity, like you have said, before the place Tasha is densely populated. No doubt has contributed to security challenges, because where there are so many people, of course, you have different shades of people, yes. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Exactly.
So how are you trying to contain the security situation in Gwagwa?
Like what I've told you, even before the incident, we intensify patrols and the visibility policing, because the Gwagwa AOR, that is area of responsibility for the division, is very large. From Kubwa, inward to Abuja, if you are going to Abuja, Kubwa, it's all under Gwagwa AOR. Kagini, Saburi, Didi, all this Kubwa area is. Inward Abuja is under Gwagwa AOR, area of responsibility. Up to Kagini, Saburi, Zauda, Guida, so many communities, up to the fence of the airport, all is under Gwagwa AOR. So it's a very large area. So what we have done, we intensify.
Sorry, let me continue short for this phone call so that members of the public can also be part of the discussion. Okay. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. Can you please tell us your name and where you're calling from and be audible? Okay. What's your name?
My name is
Okay, please go ahead.
I like the program you people are doing there.
Thank you very much, sir.
In respect of what happened in Gwagwa, that's what I want to say.
Okay.
This area of the police, they have tried their best.
Okay.
But when this thing started, the good road, they overcome the
Sure, sure.
The police there, the head of the police in Papa, they have tried everything. Again, they so-called those those who they were who they are gathering and doing that public very bad. They are not happy. They are not happy with what happened.
Okay.
We are helping the government
Okay.
take something okay,
Action.
about those people who are working. They are doing something that is not getting here.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, the zone is an appeal. He also appreciated what the police is doing, and is also appealing
Thank you.
for the miscreants.
Yes.
What can the government do about them?
After the incident, based on the information we have gathered, so we went for raiding. During the raiding, we have recovered so many items, like all these grain that have been looted in the store. We recover about 40 bags of the maize. Then the aluminum roofing sheet, the vandalized one, we have recovered a huge amount of aluminum zinc that have been vandalized. Even the gate to the store and the main gate of the entrance for the fence has been recovered from all these scavengers camp and some uncompleted building around the area.
Okay. Quite a number of recoveries there, I must say.
Exactly. Even the arrest, we arrested 26 suspects, which have been charged to court, and they have been convicted because they pleaded guilty to the offense. So they have been convicted summarily, and they have been sentenced to 5 months imprisonment with the option of a fine.
Okay, that's quite a recovery there, I must say, and then efforts there.
Yes.
You were telling us about how large the Wawa jurisdiction is, how big it is, and where the connections and all that, and how you're able
Exactly.
to manage the crowd, the population there in terms of making it security, safe for people.
Yes. Now, what I told you, we employ the intelligence-led policing. That is getting information from the members of the public, because we are working hand in hand with the members of the public because of the large area of responsibility. So we cannot cover everywhere because we know our number is inadequate.
I'm talking about how large the community hosts about 5 markets. We
Yes.
have, around the axis, and the influx of people has also contributed.
Yes.
I know when it's the market day, I know the kind of people that do there because of the commodities there are cheaper compared to what we have in the city center.
Inside city center, yes.
And all that. So it's prone to security breach and all that.
Yes.
So during the market, is there like a special deployment or something?
No, it's on every day.
Okay.
Every day we intensify patrols and the visibility, because if you have been into the area, everywhere you go, all the market, you will see the massive deployment of the policemen to make sure that any unwanted incident wouldn't have happened.
Okay. Okay, before you go on, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Oh, we missed that call, or we lost it. You can call us. We still have a few minutes to go. If you're lucky, your call will pull through before we round up for today. The people of Gwagwa still have issues of house bombing, thefts, little thefts here and there, and all that. Like they always say, security, the police will not be everywhere.
Yes.
And sometimes you get overwhelmed because of the number of personnel. So how is your relationship like with members of the public so that they will complement this effort?
Our relationship with the members of the family is a cordial. We have a cordial relationship with them, and they have been assisting and helping the police by providing a good information, which we have been working on it and it's yielding a positive result.
Okay. Because when you have a good relationship with members of the public, we can also assist you in terms of information sharing, gathering of intelligence, so that these small threats here and there, because the members of the public, they know who is a stranger more, since they are always there together. So if there's any stranger or pistol amongst them, they can easily spot such a person. So if the relationship is not cordial, it will hinder your effective administration of your service and all that. Okay, still talking about issue of armed robbery. We're still talking security in Guagua. Okay, I wish we can dwell on other issues, but we are already running out of time from what the signals I am getting. We're running out of time. But before we round up, we have a few minutes to go. If you can just give us the usual security tips, members of the public that are watching up, security tips for members of the public.
We always enlighten the members of the public and the prompt giving information to the police. Whenever you see something, say something, and know your neighbor. And whatever you observe, don't just keep it within yourself. Inform the police, which we have been working with the members of the public. And if you know Guagua before, some years back, there is so many changes in terms of the improvement of the security there. Because sometimes we spend months without recording any case of a robbery or housebreaking. So we have been working hand in hand with the members of the family. They have been giving us tangible information, and we have been working on it. And this is ending a positive result within the UR.
Okay, thank you so much, CSP Mukhtar, for coming on the program this morning. I want to borrow from you when you say know your neighbor. You know, the modern way of life is changing that so much that I don't know who my next door neighbor is. I just wake up in the morning and I go to work, and I don't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what I am doing. And in terms of security breach or all that, we find ourselves in trouble. So when you say know your neighbor, I want to believe that members of the public are listening. And let me borrow from him to round up the program this morning. Thank you for your time. Remember to always know who your neighbor is, know what he does, know where he is residing, and all that. It's for our own safety, for our safety, our children, and then people around us. It is on that safety note we conclude today's episode of your regular security check program. We thank you for sharing your time. I'll see you next week on another episode. My name is Tessie Omiri. Remember, as always, support the security agencies with timely and intelligent information, as it will help to make crime in the world. See you next week. Bye for now.
With your support, with your assistance.
This is Call the Police.
Live on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
The least you and I can do is to assist them by making security our primary concern.
And with your support, with your assistance, criminality will be stamped out of FCT. We have determined
the Unity Station.